Greetings fellow nerds. Following on from my last video, Best One-Off Characters of Babylon 5, here is the next installment, Best Recurring Characters, in my opinion, of Babylon 5. Now, they are not in order, but I still think these are 8 pretty good characters. And I want to play a scene showing each of these characters and letting you know why these are great. I don't want to give away too much, so while there are some spoilers in these scenes, I've tried to keep them to a minimum, and that was tough because there are some scenes I really wanted to put in here. If you know about a scene with one of the characters you will see on a train with one of the main characters, you'll know what I mean. And the 8 characters in question are, now forgive me if I mispronounced their names, Walter Koenig as Alfred Bester, Louis Turenne as Brother Theo Ankises, John Vickery as Satai Neroon, Marshal Teague as Talon, Ed Wasser as Mr. Morden. Now the next character was played by 2 different actors, and it was explained in universe. Louis Turenne again, and John Shook as Droll, Wortham Crimmer as Emperor Cartagia, and the amazing Wayne Alexander as Lorien. Now the first character is Alfred Bester, played by Walter Koenig. And honestly, when you ask me what character defines Walter Koenig, I don't say Chekhov. Alfred Bester always springs to mind. This is a scene from Season 2, Episode 8, A Race Through Dark Places.
This is unnecessary, you know. If you just give us the information we need, we could stop this. We don't blame you. You fell under the influence of outsiders. They used you and then abandoned you. You mean nothing to them. You were raised by the core, clothed by the core. We are your father and your mother. Don't force us to do this. We know there's an underground railroad helping unregistered telepaths. We know you gave them access to our files. Who was your contact? Who's running the operation?
I don't know. We never use names.
But you know where they're going, don't you? There has to be a central clearinghouse for the Underground Railroad. Where is it?
Harry had a little lamb. The lamb fleece was white as snow. Very black. Lamb was shoot. Where?
He's dead.
Doesn't matter. I caught it. Just before he died. Betrayed by his final thoughts. Babylon 5.
The next recurring character we have is Louis Turenne as Brother Theo Ankises. A really, really great character. And unlike in other certain science fiction franchises which treat people with religious beliefs, religious characters, terribly, whereas Babylon 5, as you'll see here, treats religious characters with great respect. This is a scene from the Season 3 episode Passing Through Gethsemane.
Care to put money on that?
Gambling is one of the lesser sins. I've always thought that if you're gonna sin, you may as well go for one of the really big ones.
If you don't mind. I'm trying to concentrate.
Sorry.
Concentrate all you want. There's nowhere you can go.
I'd expect a comment like that from someone with no clearly defined pattern of faith.
I believe in a little of everything. Eclectic, open-minded.
Rudderless, directionless, cast adrift without compass on an ocean of ecclesiastical possibilities. Tossed by the winds this way, that way.
And you still haven't made a move.
Your ambassador Delenne has a wonderful phrase. Faith manages. Check. And I do believe, mate.
The next character is John Vickery as Elite, later Satai Neroon. He's a wonderful character, and here we see him in action in Grey 17 is Missing from Season 3. Now, this is often stated as the worst episode of Babylon 5, but from this scene, you can see that even on its bad day, Babylon 5 is a truly great show.
Did you come to finish what you started?
If I had wished him dead, he would be dead.
Then why did you stop short?
That is between the two of us. I would speak to him alone, one warrior to another. Then I will go.
He will not hear you.
Then I will speak briefly. Den Shah, you said. To the death. And death there was. The death was mine. To see a human invoke the name of Valen, to be willing to die for one of my kind, when I was intent upon killing, the rightness of my cause disappeared. Strange that a human in his last moments should be more of a Minbari than I. Perhaps it is true what Delenne said, that we are not of the same blood, that we are of the same heart.
The next time. The next time. You want a revelation. Could you possibly find a way that isn't quite so uncomfortable?
Now, next up, we have another great recurring character in Marshal Teague as Talon, a Narn bodyguard, basically your ideal Narn. Good-natured, well-balanced, and a fantastic fighter. Let's see him here in the Season 3 episode, A Day in the Strife.
I got your message. Where's Nafar?
Sleeping. It was a long trip from Narn. We will meet with Citizen Jakar tomorrow morning. It's good to see you again.
And you. I wondered what happened to you. Last I heard, after we broke out of that Strive ship and got back, you'd been sent off to some hospital on Narn.
Needed time to heal. I meant to return to thank you for saving my life. Then the war came. It was terrible. Millions dead. Tried to serve, to help any way I could.
That's how you wound up with Nafar?
Bodyguard. Sometimes I do not know who I'm protecting him against. Outsiders or my own people. But because of him, I am here. And now I can thank you. A debt I must repay as a matter of honor.
I'm not entirely sure what my superiors back home would think if I suddenly began showing up places with an armed bodyguard.
They would say, here is a man who will live to be 150.
I told you these were not in order. What do you want? The next character up is Ed Wasser as Mr. Morden. Now this is one of the truly great characters created for the show. Now I don't want to spoil too much about this great character, so just watch him in action in this scene from Season 1 episode Signs and Portents.
I'm not sure I understand the question, Mr.
Morden.
Morden, yes. Who did you say authorized this little chat?
Counselor Tabar, First Circle.
And does he know what this is about?
No. But in order to see someone of your prominence, I had to get a recommendation. He provided it. You still haven't answered my question, Ambassador. What do you want?
Well, what do you mean, what do I want?
What do you want?
What do I want for supper? What do I want to do this evening?
What do you want?
This is pointless. What I want is for you to go away and leave me in peace.
As you say.
Wait! What do I want? The Centauri stripped my world. I want justice.
But what do you want?
To suck the marrow from their bones and grind their skulls to powder.
What do you want?
To tear down their cities, blacken their sky, sow their ground with salt. To completely, utterly erase them.
And then what?
I don't know. As long as guaranteed, I don't know that it matters.
I see. Well, thank you very much for your time, Ambassador. Good day.
Our next character is the character Draal, played by Louis Turenne in Season 1, and thereafter by John Shook. Now, I don't want to spoil anything, but there is a really good explanation, and it is given in universe, why the character changes. So, I tried to decide whether I should use Louis Turenne, who's already appeared, or John Shook. But many of the scenes with John Shook have more spoilers, so I stuck with Louis Turenne for this. So check out this from Season 1, episode A Voice in the Wilderness, Part 1.
Our world is changing, Talon. I'm not sure when it began to change. Perhaps the war, perhaps the death of Ducat. Perhaps the darkness was there all along and we refused to see it.
If you're referring to the growing division between the religious and military castes.
That, and more than that, there is a sense that we are lost, drifting. In the streets and the temples, you can hear it in their voices, their manner, and anger just beneath the surface, a growing dissatisfaction, a self-involvement above the needs of others. It is not the same world in which I was born, Talon. Not the same world at all.
Now the next character, and any one of you who have watched the Ambassadorial Wing discussion on Babylon 5, and there will be a link to that in the description below, will know him from my avatar. That is Emperor Cartagia, played by Wortham Crimmer. This guy is a great character. Completely, well, a little unhinged, shall we say. And here we see him in action in the Season 4 episode, The Hour of the Wolf.
What have you done?
What have I done? I've done nothing. Given them the island of Salini. It's barely inhabited, perfectly suited for their purposes. It's a temporary situation. Shelter forces there until things calm down.
Madness.
They are guests of the Centauri Republic.
What did they give you?
Oh, it is strategically wise to make alliances that might prove useful.
What did they give you?
The one thing I have ever wanted. Read the old books, Malare. They speak of the ancient gods. They speak about them. Power. Power beyond description.
If their power is so great, why do they need to hide behind us? They are using us as shields. When the war comes here, our people will die first.
Some are always sacrificed for the greater good.
What greater good?
Larry, I thought you of all people understood. The Emperor is the soul of the people, the center of this republic. This whole world may perish. The Emperor goes on, we go on.
The last character on this list is Lorien, played by Wayne Alexander. Now, there are a lot more characters I wanted to include, but this video is starting to get a little long, so check the description for more. And if you see any not on the list, please put it in the comments. So without further ado, let's have a look at Wayne Alexander, aka Lorien, in action in the Season 4 episode Into the Fire.
We've lived too long, seen too much. To live on, as we have, is to leave behind joy and love and companionship, because we know it to be transitory, of the moment. We know it will turn to ash. Only those whose lives are brief can imagine that love is eternal. You should embrace that remarkable illusion. It may be the greatest gift your race has ever received.
So there was my list for 8 great recurring characters from Babylon 5. Now I've included, as I've mentioned, I've included some more in the description below. And if you can think of any others, please pop them in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. It's gone on a little long and I appreciate you sticking around. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like my content, please consider subscribing to the channel. The next video I will be doing in Babylon 5 will be the best supporting characters on Babylon 5. And if you want to, please pop who you think should be on that list in the comments below. Once again, thank you my friends, and I'll end this as I usually do on these videos. May you all get to heaven a half hour before the devil knows you're dead. God bless my friends and see you soon.